history grounds you. I think everybody deserves to know who they are, who their grandparents are. It doesn't mean if somebody mistreated you. I'm not an advocate of mistreatment, but I'm a strong advocate of education because that's how my dad was a school teacher in Daytona at the historically black Campbell High School. And he taught history, or they call it social studies now. But he just believed that that's something that you should know. It's interesting, how black people were treated, and it was okay, and that it's not okay once you get out of it, because me as a child growing up, our community was so like self-taint. We had our own churches, our own doctors, and that's how Delray was. We had our own black doctors, we had our own pharmacists. So to us, we weren't deprived, And I remember in Daytona at Sears Roebuck and Punt, the fountain, colored and white. And I remember as a little girl, I always would drink at the white fountain because for some reason the water was cold. And I just didn't, and if I said to myself, if somebody reprimand me or say something to me, I'm gonna pretend like I couldn't read. That's what I was gonna say if somebody had said something. And I remember doing that as a child in Daytona. So there was a group out of West Palm Beach who wanted to integrate the schools, but nobody was volunteering. They were gonna do what we call freedom of choice, but no blacks were choosing to go to white schools and vice versa. So they remained segregated. So the black community became proactive and sought out kids from West Palm, maybe Lake Worth, and then of course South County. And I didn't realize this, but they came to my dad's house while I was at a football game, my 10th grade year. Just started my 10th grade year at Carver, to recruit me to be the one that they wanted to encourage to go. Delray is a very unique town, especially with its African American citizens, how involved they were and how they took control to have the education. That we were one of the first in the county to have the education for their young people. I also recall Mr. Balloon, who was my first principal, told me the story of how the white teachers got a raise and the black teachers didn't. And those teachers got together and hired a young attorney called Thurgood Marshall, and he tried the case, and of course they won. So these are the kinds of things that I think led me as a young person to really reestablish what my dad had taught us and what I had seen in him as a leader in Boynton. And that's how I've lived my life. And now I got another mission to make sure our city be worthy of the youth, because a lot of cities, they don't pour enough in the youth. And that's what I've always admired about Delray. You go way back, they've always, even though we were segregated, all of the children always got what they needed. One thing I want to say, and I'll be done, is Delray should understand how historically they have treated the diversity. But you get new people coming here and do not understand that and just think that they can just come and do what they want to do without acknowledging or consulting or bringing along the established community that's been here well before you came. And now we're not telling you can't come, but you're not coming to push us out. And that's what's happened in a lot of communities all over the United States now.